Community Cablevision Channel 13 to Ithaca and surrounding communities. We hope you enjoy our evening of programming.
And now, WICB-TV presents Election Center 84 with Joe Murray and Susan Court.
Welcome back to Election Center 84. The results in from Onondaga County show incumbent President Ronald Reagan leading the polls by a full 20%. As you can see in the presidential race, national numbers coming in, Republican Ronald Reagan. You can see he's got more than Mondale on the Ferraro ticket. In the Electoral College, Ronald Reagan 399, Walter Mondale 3. In the state of New York, Ronald Reagan 33,071 to Walter Mondale's 29,308. And of course in Tompkins County you can see Walter Mondale beating Ronald Reagan 3,725 to Reagan's 2,887. We're just going to have to pause for a moment because my monitor just went out. So as soon as one of my floor managers can plug it in, we'll get back to more statistics.
Thanks for joining us once again to Election Center Vote 88. I'm Leanne Schmidt.
And Paul McGonigal.
And Paul, I'd just like to say we have some breakthroughs here. Look at our monitor. It's really interesting. I think the votes here, we have a clear victory in some states for Bush already.
This just in from ABC News, updates in the party makeups of Congress. While the Democrat and Republican seats in the House remain unchanged, the Democrats have picked up 2 seats in the Senate. Okay, right now we're going to go to the national map here. As you can see, Vice President George Bush, soon to be President George Bush. Right now we have 316 electoral votes for George Bush, 91 for Dukakis, 270 are needed to win the election. George Bush will be the next President of the United States.
I want to lead a unified country.
The presidential and local campaigns are winding down to their final moments. Good evening. I'm Peter Bickford.
And I'm Jennifer Berryman.
This year, many who plan to vote for Governor Clinton say they're critical of him.
Again, I'm voting for Clinton and Gore, but I'm putting them on notice. Don't take women for granted.
When you say, why are you supporting about Bill Clinton, it's like, I guess the only thing for me to really say is that he's the only choice we have. I mean, he's the only real choice we have. The others are not good choices.
Okay, and one person we shouldn't leave out of this race is, of course, Ross Perot. Some have called him downright weird. Others say he's the best thing to happen to American politics in a long, long time. Ross Perot has certainly made this race surprising at best.
3 candidates. It dilutes what we're used to in American politics. We're used to one-on-one. And when there's a third person involved, it becomes much harder to carve those differences out as clearly.
Well, the New York State Senate race between Senator Al D'Amato and State Attorney General Bob Abrams is being called one of the hottest in the country. It's also being called one of the most negative. The candidates have spent the campaign defending their own records, all the while verbally attacking their opponent. Senator D'Amato has made famous the label hopelessly liberal. Meanwhile, Abrams has nicknamed D'Amato Senator Sleaze.
Good evening, I'm Gina Cellino.
And I'm John Fink. Welcome to Election Center 1996.
Tonight, Tompkins County voters will elect 2 congressmen, a number of state government representatives, and our nation will elect a president.
This crowd of thousands of people, men, women, and children, gathered outside the old State House here in Little Rock, Arkansas, have just heard exactly what they wanted to hear. CNN, NBC, and CBS have all declared Bill Clinton the winner of this presidential contest.
All 3 networks, Gina, have already declared President Clinton the winner.
That's quite early, I'd say, compared to the last time Clinton ran. Democrat incumbent Maurice Hinchey is once again running for the congressional seat in the 26th district.
It's campaign crunch time as Congressman Maurice Hinchey steps up his campaigning here in Ithaca. At this campaign stop at Cornell University, Hinchey addressed a crowd speaking out on the issue of education. Hinchey is pro-choice. He says reproductive decisions should be made by women, not the government. And here are a few issues Hinchey has voted on within his 2 terms.
Here in Ithaca, Boynton Middle School is a polling center where many voters gather to vote. Although this curtain is used to keep voting private and confidential, some voters made their choices clear.
I mean, he's obviously the right choice for, I am a Democrat, and for education purposes, he's pro-choice. Everything I believe in, he's behind.
As the campaign season comes to an end, voters have till 9 o'clock tonight to cast their votes. In Ithaca, Kathy DeRamio for the News Tonight.
Thanks a lot, Kathy. Voter turnout, again, a big issue this year.
Live from the ICTV studios in Ithaca, this is a Newswatch 16 special presentation. Election Center 2000.
A lot of the local races have wrapped up. The New York Senate race, of course, going to Hillary Clinton, 57% to Rick Lazio's 41%. So now we kind of shift our focus to the national elections, the Senate, the House Representatives, and of course, a very close presidential election, and just got a little bit close.
Score now with 230 of electoral votes. Bush 229, just 1 electoral vote still separating them. We're just getting some updates here. Bush has just been declared the winner in Arizona. So he now has 237 electoral votes to Gore's 230. So,
Election Center 2008.
It's the night we've all been waiting for, election night in America. Good evening and welcome to Newswatch 16's Election Center 2008. I'm Matt Wright.
And I'm Alice Pack.
All across the country, devoted political collectors gather to show off and sell the items they've collected. The buttons, posters, and signs of today will become the historical artifacts of tomorrow.
All right, on the national level for the campaign for presidency, Obama is leading by 155 to 17 for electoral votes. That's McCain with 17. I mean, Obama's really dominated around the Northeast area.
We actually spoke with some voters today about how the voting process went.
I think it went really well. You know, I planned to come here this afternoon. It was really convenient for me. I live down in the quads, so I just drove up here and cast my vote.
It was good. You know, it didn't take too long. Just, you know, so, you know, yeah. I like the little bell sound. That's really nice.
It was very simple. It took like 2 minutes. The leverage thing is kind of outdated. Like, I feel like it should be like on computers or something.
All right, well, we have breaking news to tell you about. Barack Obama will be the next president of the United States.
Since the country's last election, the number of college students registered to vote has increased. The question is, how many will actually venture out to the polls this November? From Tompkins County, I'm Jenna Chernacki, Newswatch 16.
And now, a Newswatch 16 special presentation. Election Center 2012.
President Barack Obama is vying for your vote today to keep him as Commander-in-Chief for the next 4 years. This election has led Obama to vocalize on many issues that are important to today's voters, keeping a liberal view in the White House. Along with a positive stance on same-sex marriage, the president has also said he will continue to keep the Affordable Health Care Act in place, as well as promising to give as much as needed tax break to the middle class.
Republican presidential nominee Mitt Romney wants your vote today in his attempt to become the 45th president of the United States. Romney continues to relate to conservative voters on his views pertaining to banning same-sex marriage, as well as repealing Obamacare. Romney says his plan will keep health care at a state and local level, a plan he mentions will have more success compared to Obama's affordable health care.
I'm also joined at the desk by Mia O'Brien. Mia, what are you thinking?
Well, thanks for having me, Stephen. And personally speaking, I think the biggest question that the United States is facing with this election is whether the Republicans will gain control of the White House, the Senate, or both.
Just a brief explanation of the Electoral College, though. It's 538 electoral votes, and it's going to be, you need 270 to win. And they're actually electing electors, right? It's not the actual popular vote, which has caused plenty of controversy in recent years. Hurricane Sandy has caused some problems for voters, but it has gotten many people in the area involved with relief efforts. Speaking of those candidates, let's take a look at our electoral map. It doesn't seem to have changed much, but definitely more results coming in throughout the country. Actually, it has changed more.